Yo, what up? Ogechi here, aka Oaghaji, back with another video. Time for another review. Now, today's review is going to be on the 10th or 11th story arc. I think it's the 11th or 12th story arc of the Kinnikuman manga series created by the manga duo Yudetamago, which consists of Takashi Shimada and Yoshinori Nakai, and it is the Scramble for the Throne arc. Now, this arc picks up after the Dream Tag Team arc that I reviewed yesterday. Suguru and Terry Man won the tournament. Everyone is happy, and everybody, the Earth is at peace. The entire galaxy is at peace. You know what I'm saying? Until like 5 evil gods plan to, ruin everything. And why, you may ask? Well, Suguru is aligned to be the new king of Planet Muscle, aka Planet Kinniku. And the 5 gods weren't having, the 5 evil gods weren't having it. And so they decided to find 5, people from Planet Kinniku to stop, so they can call, 5, sorry y'all, 5, candidates that were born in the same hospital or as Suguru to, so they can, rule the world or something like that. No, not rule the world. Most likely stop Suguru from being the king of Planet Muscle, basically. Sorry, y'all. I had that brain fart, and I'm being tongue-tied. It's been late, and I got back from playing basketball, like, not too long ago. And, I'm very tired, so bear with me. Not to mention, it's been a while since I've read this arc, so bear with me. Suguru is getting ready to claim the throne, but again, the 5 evil gods were able to find the perfect candidates for this. And they are Kinnikuman Big Body, Kinnikuman Zebra, Kinnikuman Super Phoenix, Kinnikuman Soldier, and Kinnikuman Mariposa. And these five will come in to compete to earn the title as the new king of Planet Kinniku and say they're the prince. And they, also have the birthmark as Suguru, while Suguru's, is in his butt, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Suguru was broken when he found out that they have the same, birthmark as him, and he decides to leave. Follows him. And just when he, feels sad, he decided to use his face flash on the river, which made it clean. And Me tells him that this is the perfect time, that this is the perfect evidence to prove that he's the legitimate heir of the Planet Muscle. And so Suguru, with this realization / revelation, he goes back and decides to fight against the 5, Kinnikumen in a battle for the throne of Planet Kinniku. So, at first, he wanted to have his fellows, just his children, along, but he knows that they can and they have to go on with their lives. So he decided to have me come along with him, which is kind of sad, One of the main, there's a lot of, a lot to say about this story arc, but I don't want to make it too long, but I'm going to try to describe it as best as possible for this arc without spoiling too much. With all the throughout this story arc, Kinnikuman faces a lot of challenges throughout this arc, you know what I'm saying? With him having to fight along with Meat beside him and things of that nature. On top of that, the king and the queen, his parents have to stay. You have to stay in another room so that they won't interfere and things like that. Along with the chairman, you know what I'm saying, and all that type of stuff. And then, also later on, some of the Justice Children will come in to help him, like Terry Man and Robin Mask and Wars Man, and you know what I'm saying. And another thing too, we come to find out that Kinnikuman soldier isn't the Kinnikuman soldier that the five evil gods, decide to recruit for their evil scheme. It's actually Ataru, who is Suguru's older brother. You know what I'm saying? So as y'all can tell, there's like a lot of retcons in this story arc, which kind of messes up the story a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And though to be fair, I don't think Shimada and Nakai expected this to go this long. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention it's catching up to the Battle Shonen manga that came after it, like Dragon Ball and Hokuto no Ken, aka Fist of the North Star, and and then like Yu Yu Hakusho, I believe, came out around that time. Since the '90s and whatnot. No, Yu Yu Hakusho came out around the early '90s. So yeah, again, it was competing with a lot of the manga that was coming after it, especially in Weekly Shonen Jump. But anyway, there's a lot of, stuff going on. But despite the flaws in the writing, there still has some great dramatic and heartfelt moments, especially with Ataru's team, team which consists of the Ninja, Brocken Jr., Ashura Man. Who else? Yeah, Brocken Jr., Ashura Man, the Ninja. Who else? Oh, Buffalo Man. I almost forgot about him. I almost forgot about Buffalo Man. It's very heart-wrenching. In the final fight, Suguru faces off against Kinnikuman Super Phoenix. Even though there's a lot of stuff that got in the way of trying to stop Suguru from winning, especially with the evil gods and whatnot. But Suguru, with the burning inner strength and with the friendship that he has with his friends, like Ramen Man, Turn Man, Robin Mask, and all of them, they came in to help him fight and win for the throne of Planet Muscle. He was able to pull through and defeat Super Phoenix with the complete Muscle Spark. You know what I'm saying? And it is a great fight to read. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, sorry y'all if I didn't go into much detail about the plot and Scramble for the Throne arc, but I don't want to spoil it for y'all, and not to mention it's been a minute since I've read it, you know what I'm saying? So I want to save some of the more detailed stuff, for y'all to read for yourselves. But like I said, despite all the flaws in the Scramble from the Throne arc, it's actually a pretty good arc, and a good conclusion for the original Kinnikuman manga, or so we thought, you know what I'm saying, until Kinnikuman Nisei, aka Ultimate Muscle, as well as Kinnikuman 2011. You know what I'm saying? The writing has its ups and downs here and there, especially with the retcons and inconsistencies. But but the art definitely improved, you know what I'm saying, especially with the action, you know what I'm saying, which is pretty awesome. And there are also some good character moments and character growth, especially in the case of Suguru throughout the ending, you know what I'm saying, which I definitely like. So overall, the Scramble for the Throne arc in the Kinnikuman manga, it may not be as good as its previous arcs, like the Dream Tag Team arc and the Golden Mask arc and the Seven Devil Children arc, but it definitely is a pretty good conclusion, you know what I'm saying, especially until we get to the arcs in Kinnikuman Nisei, aka Ultimate Muscle, and Kinnikuman 2011, especially the Perfect Origin arc. So, yeah. This particular story arc will get it's between a 3.5 out of 5 and a 4 out of 5 between those two. Hopefully y'all enjoy this review, and I apologize for the brain farts and being tongue-tied and all that. Again, I'm tired and it's been a long day. Hopefully I might do a review of this story arc with probably some more detail, hopefully, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah. If y'all like this review, y'all can hit that like button and share it, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell to keep you notified on the uploads. And let me know what y'all think about the Scramble for the Throne arc if y'all read it already in the comments below. And y'all can also follow me on my other social media accounts, and stay tuned for more other reviews and more other videos along the way. So with all that said, this is your boy, Ogechi Aghaji, aka Oaghaji, signing out. Peace.